In this video, I'm going to break down TikTok's algorithm and how you can beat it to go viral in 2024. I post a lot of videos about TikTok on my channel and I always get comments from people saying my video is stuck on 600 views, my video is stuck on 200 views, how do I get out of 500 view jail? Well, this is the video you need to watch because I explain in its entirety how the TikTok algorithm actually works and how you can beat it so you can post viral content. So let's get into it. It's a two-step video. First of all, explaining the TikTok algorithm. Pay attention to this part because a lot of people, they complain their videos aren't going viral, but they don't actually understand how the algorithm works. I'm not being funny, right? But you shouldn't really be trying to understand how something works if you don't really understand the fundamentals of it. Do you get what I mean? So if you understand this part, how the TikTok algorithm works, then you've got a far better likelihood of actually going viral. And then the second part, how to beat it and go viral. So the first part, explain it. Second part, how to beat it. Make sense? Let's get into it. So step one, here's two videos. Reddit stories, for example, popular niche, 600 views. But why does another video in the same niche is now getting 11.2 million views? Same exact niche, very similar topic. One video is barely breaking 1,000 views, another video is breaking 10 million views. Why? This is all about the algorithm, right? So I see a lot of people that they're posting in viral niches, but they're not going viral themselves and they're blaming the niche. The niche is not the problem. You can go viral in practically any niche. You can go viral in motivation niches, Reddit stories, chat message stories, for example. Don't say what I say niche. There's plenty you can go viral in. It's your particular video that isn't going viral. But don't worry, this is how you can beat it. So, to start, you post a video on TikTok. And the first thing that happens when you post a video is TikTok sends it to their robots, which basically classify if the video is safe for their app. So they look at against things like, is it original or unoriginal? Is it NSFW? And the reason I put delayed in brackets here is because sometimes your video won't instantly get flagged for NSFW content, but it might get flagged an hour later, a day later, or even a week later. So that can be a delayed response. And of course, if it's discriminatory content as well, TikTok needs to make sure that stuff posted on their app isn't illegal, isn't discriminatory, because it will give them a bad rep. So the first thing that happens is a robot checks your content to see if it's good to go. Now, the reason it's not a human is because there's far too much content posted on TikTok, right? And it's a good thing for certain people because you can bypass a robot far easier than a human, right? A human can look at it and scrutinize it and see, is this original? Is this not original? Whereas a robot just has to basically mark it against a few statistics. How similar is it to other content? Is this the same? Is that the same? Which I'll get into slightly later. So that's the first thing that happens when you post a piece of content on TikTok. It instantly gets checked by their robots. Is it safe to go on the For You page or the FYP? So how to know if your video is even on the FYP or not? Because I see a lot of people complaining they're not going viral, but then I look at their videos and it's got like 6 or 7 views. Here's a rule of thumb. If your video is getting under 200 views, so this video on 6 views for example, very good chance it's not eligible for the For You page. Ineligible for the FYP. And what will happen is you'll get a message come up saying your video is not eligible for the recommendation in the For You feeds. If you disagree with this content restriction, you can appeal. As you can see in this video right here, you get a very similar error message when you click on the analytics in the bottom right of your video. Now, why does that happen? As I said before, the reasons could be NSFW content, unoriginal content, discriminatory. The biggest one is normally unoriginal content. I see a lot of people complaining saying this niche is not monetizable, the content's unoriginal, etc. Look, the niche is not the problem, it's the video. And these are the main reasons why your video will become ineligible for the For You page. So, first one, unoriginal background video. This is it 90% of the time. A lot of people, they go on YouTube and they find they find original Minecraft background gameplay or original Minecraft parkour, non-copyright parkour. They download it and use it on their videos. Then they complain that it's unoriginal. Look, if you're downloading something from YouTube, understand that other people can download and use that exact same video. So just because the title might say original background gameplay or non-copyright gameplay, if you're posting it on TikTok as your background video and other people posting it as well, it's going to be a problem. It's technically unoriginal from that standpoint because other people can use it. How you get bypass this and how I've been able to bypass this for my own Reddit story account is you either purchase gameplay, which is what I do for a website called VSub, which I'll link in the description and pinned comment. I get my gameplay directly from there, or you can make it yourself. It's that simple. You can either purchase original gameplay or make it yourself. If you want to go down the cheap route for free, which is downloading it through YouTube, fine, but then your video is going to get bagged. It's going to happen inevitably because other people can download that exact same video. So look, it's one of those things. You can obviously risk it that way, but if your video does become unoriginal, don't blame the niche. You gotta blame the fact that you're using unoriginal gameplay. Another thing, the script is too similar and AI voice same as others. Those two kind of pair into one, right? So let's say you're doing a chat message story and you're using the exact same script as another video and you've got the same AI voices. of course the robot is going to think it's unoriginal, right? It's hearing the same voice because TikTok does a sound copyright check when you post a video to see if the sound is copyrighted. It's not going to be copyrighted from that aspect, but it's going to be unoriginal. If it's copied the same AI voice, it's going to be exactly the same. That is why in my videos, I normally recommend going for the 11 Labs voices from the actual voice library, which are far less commonly used, rather than the main ones like Alex, Josh, which are used all the time. Matthew is another one that's used all the time on 11 Labs. Those voices are absolutely rinsed. So make sure your script isn't too similar to other videos. And if in my opinion, I'd go for an AI voice that's less saturated, ones from the AI voice library on 11 Labs that aren't used as often, and of course the main one, the unoriginal background gameplay. Either make it yourself or purchase original ones, and change your background gameplay every 3 or so posts, because if you keep using the same one, it's going to become stale and your own videos can become unoriginal. So let's say that your video's got over 200 views. This video is sitting here on 230 views. Well, my friends, good news, that means it's not blocked by the FYP, your content is original by TikTok terms, and now we can actually start evaluating how to go viral. You've bypassed a bit before about your content not making it onto the FYP. If you've got over 200 views or so, around 150 and above, that means your video has made it onto the For You page. Now we can actually start to see if it's going to go viral or not. So here's what happens when you post a video on TikTok. The very first thing that happens, it immediately pushes your video to what's called a test group. That is like 200 to 300 people that watch your video. And basically the point of this is TikTok to analyze whether your video is going to perform well or perform badly. It's the same way when it comes to TV shows and series, right? They release a pilot episode. So what a pilot is it's one episode that they send to the TV group, whether it's Netflix or anything else, Disney Plus, etc. The executive producers then look at it, they mark it, and if they think it's good enough, then they'll pay them a budget, or they'll give them the rights to make the whole season. That's kind of what it's like on TikTok, right? So you make a video, they push it to a test group. If it performs well with the test group, which I'll show you what performing well means in just a second, then they'll go and push it out to more people. If it performs badly with the test group, they'll go, okay, we're not going to push this video out anymore, and we're just going to leave it at whatever it was, whether it was 200 views, 300 views, etc. So if you're getting a lot of your videos stuck at around 300 views or so, 200 to 300 views, that means that it's just not performing well enough to get any more views. TikTok are initially pushing it out, the response is not very good, so they're not pushing it out any further. And what are the main statistics they judge it against? These are the main 3 ones. Watch time, view retention, and engagement, aka are people sharing the video, commenting, bookmarking, etc. Those are the 3 main statistics you need to look out for. If you're doing very well in those 3, there's a very high chance your video will get pushed out further. So a lot of people have this TikTok thing the wrong way around, right? And it's kind of an assumption, or you need to flip around in your brain, you need to invert it. So a lot of people think when they post a video on TikTok, it's now TikTok's job to push that video to the right audience. I post a video, TikTok now needs to find the right audience for that content and push it out. Actually, it's the other way around. TikTok has the audience. It's now their job to find the right video for those audience members. So it'll have the audience, it'll show them different videos and see which ones perform well, and then the one that does well will get pushed out further. Because you need to flip this the other way around. A lot of people think of it from the creator's eyes. You need to look at it from actually the consumer's eyes. TikTok is far more worried about the consumers, people digesting their content, than people creating the content. Far more, because that is where the advertisement comes from. That is where the revenue comes from. Think of it from this standpoint, right? TikTok would much rather have 1 million people consume content and 1 person create content than 1 million people create content and 1 person consume content. I'm gonna say it one more time so you understand me. TikTok would rather have 1 million people be the audience, the consumers, and 1 person the creator, than 1 million creators and 1 consumer. So they don't care about the creators really, TikTok. They don't care one bit. They care about the consumers, the people digesting the content. If the people digesting the content are liking what they're seeing, aka they're watching it for a long time, they're engaging with the content, sharing it to their friends, etc., that's a green flag for TikTok. They don't care one bit about how many videos you post, or are you a brand new creator, let's push you out, or are you a long-term creator, or we want to look after you and push you out further. It's not like that whatsoever. It's a pure numbers game with them. Are you appeasing the audience on that? Are you keeping people that are watching TikTok on the app? If people watch your video and completely come off the app afterwards, that's a red flag for TikTok, because their primary aim is to keep their audience on TikTok doom scrolling, because that is how they get them to watch more ads, which means they can charge more for the advertisers that want to advertise on TikTok, and so forth. So you have to understand that concept, because a lot of people don't. They don't care about creators, they care about consumers. So if you make content that the consumers like, you will do very well on TikTok. And that's an adjustment I had to make about 2 to 3 months into my TikTok journey when I first started in 2022. I kept thinking, oh, my content's good, but it's not getting pushed out to the right audience. I kept blaming that. It's not that whatsoever. TikTok has their audience. You need to find the video. They need to find videos that match that audience now. So let's say you get pushed to 200 to 300 people, right? The test group, and it does well. What happens next? Then your video gets pushed out again to a further people, so around 500 to 750. And if that does well, it gets pushed on and on and on. So what you'll find with TikTok is a lot of your videos come up in bands. So you have videos between 200 to 300 views. You'll then have videos between 400 and 600 views. Then you have videos between 800 and 1,000 views. It comes up in bands. It's like they go up in different waves. That's what it's like in TikTok. It pushes it out to a test group, evaluates performance, pushes it out further, evaluates performance, and pushes it out further again. And each checkpoint, if it does well, it'll push on to the next checkpoint. If not, they'll just keep the video stagnant and not push out any further. That's kind of what it's like. You just need to keep breaking down the checkpoints. So let me look at my 2 videos here I posted last month in July. This is from my Reddit story account. So the video on the left only got 600 views. Why? Well, let's look at the watch time, 6.9 seconds, and watch full percentage, 5.2%. Both these videos are around 1 minute long, so obviously the watch time and watch full percentage is a good comparison because they're fairly similar in video length. Then when you look at the engagement, only 38 likes, 0 comments, 0 shares, and 0 bookmarks. Are we going to be surprised that video only got 600 views? If anything, I'm surprised it even got 600 views, to be honest with you guys. Those statistics are terrible. That video should not even get above 200 views, to be honest. So if you're looking at your account and you're only getting 600 views a video, look at the statistics. That'll be a big indicator whether your video is going to be successful or not. Let's look at the video on the right. 8,200 views, almost 10k views, posted about 2 to 3 weeks later from that video, right? Look at the statistics. 25.8 seconds average watch time. Nearly a third of the video has been, over a third of the video was watched. And then watchful percentage, 30% of the viewers, much better than the previous video. And what lets this video down, the reason it probably didn't get higher than 8.2k views, is if you look at the engagement. Not a lot of likes, no comments, only 2 shares and 9 bookmarks. The watch time and watchful percentage was very good in that video, but what let it down was the engagement. So to adapt off that, you would have a call to action there. Share this video to a friend, comment your thoughts, like this video, something like that. So if you start to spot the reason your videos aren't performing well, then you can start to tailor your content forward. So if you're not getting good watch time and watchful percentage, your hook needs to be better. The video topic needs to be better. If you're getting good watch time and good watchful percentage, that means people are enjoying the videos. Now you just need to prompt them to actually engage with the content, share it to friends, etc. So then you can start to spot the reason your content isn't performing well. But what if the video stats are great? So as I showed back there, it had good watch time, good watch full percentage, and let's say the engagement stats were fantastic as well. Why is my video still not blowing up? I see that as well. A lot of people messaging me on DMs and commenting on my videos. My stats are good, but my video is still only getting pushed to 600 people. Why? Well, it can be 2 main reasons. 1, a small audience. It can happen. If your video topic is only going to reach a small amount of people, or only a small amount of people like the content, then TikTok are capped as to how many people they can show it. So your video could have fantastic statistics, right? But it still needs to go to people that enjoy your content. Because as I said previously, TikTok caters to their consumers, not their creators. So let's say I'm a consumer that scrolls through TikTok. TikTok's algorithm is fantastic at identifying what the creator likes to watch based on its viewing pattern, what it spends a lot of time on, what it searches for. So let's say I'm a viewer that really loves Reddit stories. I love scrolling through. Whenever a Reddit story appears on my feed, I watch it far longer than any other videos, right? So now, let's see there's 2 people creating content. There's a Reddit story creator and a motivation creator that creates content, right? If the motivation content has better stats than the Reddit content, but this consumer prefers Reddit content, TikTok will still show them the Reddit videos. Why? Because they prefer to see that. Do you get what I mean? So sometimes your video could have great statistics, but it's just not the person just doesn't like seeing it. It hasn't found the right audience yet. This happens very much so for brand new accounts. If you start a brand new account and you're not getting a lot of traction, it's because TikTok hasn't found the audience for you yet. It's just the way it is. It hasn't found the audience that likes your content. It takes time. That is why a lot of content creation, especially TikTok and YouTube, is exponential. You start slow, but then you really ramp up. My most successful ever account, it took a month to reach 1,000 followers. A month. But then 5 months later, it reached 500,000 followers. That's crazy. It took a whole month to reach 1,000 followers. By my 3rd or 4th month posting, I was getting 100,000 followers every single month, but it took me a whole month to get my first 1,000 because it's all exponential. If you keep posting consistently, TikTok will start pushing out your content, pushing out your content, pushing out your content. It might get a bad reaction from through one video for its test pilot, doesn't push out any further. You keep posting, will get bad reaction. Eventually, TikTok will start to build up who likes your content, who doesn't, and refine it. Does that make sense? So if you start a brand new account, TikTok have no clue who to push your content to. Hashtags help a little bit, yes, but it's not the main reason. They start pushing the content out when they see who likes the videos, then they'll start to push out to that audience more and you'll get better reactions over time. It could just be a small audience. Let's look at it from an analogy of a football club, right? So you've got Real Madrid and you've got your local pub team. Your local pub team might have a great turnout from people who come to watch it from that town. It might be 40% of the people in that local town watches that team. Great statistics, great turnout. The problem is the market size is too small, so how much bigger can you really grow it? Real Madrid, only 10% of people in Madrid might actually go to watch Real Madrid games, but because Real Madrid's got such a massive appeal, a massive fan base, that will still grow bigger than this small pub team, even though that pub team has more actual engagement stats because 40% of the people in the town watch the team. Does that make sense? It might just be a smaller audience. And the second reason could just be time. There's something called delayed booms in TikTok, which basically means, right, and this happens in all social medias, by the way, your video gets pushed out to the test group, does well, pushed out to another group, does well, then kind of just flatlines a little bit. You're sitting there thinking, oh, the stats are good, but it's not really gone anywhere. And then a week later or a month later, it just shoots up. You guys, tell me in the comments if you've had this, because this has happened to me before. It's not often, it doesn't happen all the time, but sometimes sporadically it happens where a video just out of nowhere that you posted a couple weeks ago or a week ago just completely takes off and you don't know why. It's called a delayed boom. It's just TikTok still pushing out slightly. Suddenly they find the audience that likes it, then it clicks and just completely takes off. So give it time. You've got to be consistent in this game. So that should be an explanation of how the TikTok algorithm works. Now the important part, how to beat the algorithm. And for me, it's a very simple 4-step process because a lot of people overcomplicate TikTok, they overcomplicate social media in general. This secret sauce I'm giving you, by the way, is absolutely unbelievable. Like, you guys need to pay attention to this, man. I call it the E.A.A.R formulation, whatever you call it, E.A.A.R. Experiment, assess, adapt, and repeat. That is a 4-step process you need to start implementing when it comes to TikTok and social media in general. So let's go through each of them. Number 1, experiment. This is what you do when you first start the account. And that is all about consistent posting. This normally lasts 2 to 6 weeks or so. And it's before you really go viral on an account. You're basically just testing the waters with a bunch of different posts, a bunch of different topics, a bunch of different AI voices. You're just throwing content out there and seeing what sticks at the wall. I do this for practically any account I start. Even if I know the niche it's in, let's say Reddit stories for example, I still post different types of Reddit stories with different AI voices, with different video lengths, with different background gameplays. You're just experimenting. That's the whole point of it. Because the whole definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. If you're a brand new account, you don't really know what's going to work. You don't really know what your audience is going to like to see. So you throw stuff out there, you experiment, you try different things and see what sticks at the wall. As I said previously, right? It took my most successful ever TikTok account a month to reach 1,000 followers. A month. Why? Because I was experimenting at the start. It was a motivation based account, but I was posting videos on health motivation, fitness motivation, money motivation, love motivation, all sorts of different motivation out there. And then afterwards, as I talk slightly later about what you should do after experimenting, then you start to refine. But at the start, it's all about experimentation. If you're a brand new account, especially for the first 1 or 2 months, start posting different sorts of content and see what sticks at the wall. Try different things out. If you're posting the same sort of content and getting 200 to 300 views every video or getting 600 views every video, that's your problem. You're posting the same thing every single time and getting the same view count. You got to change it up. So let's say you've experimented. Now what? Now it's about assessing the content. You got to analyze the performance of your posts. So you posted videos for, let's say, 6 weeks now. You've got about 60, let's say you've got about 40 videos out there. That's a good amount of videos to assess what's going on. Now, you have some videos that get barely 200 views. Don't worry about them. The stats are probably terrible. Start looking at your videos that done fairly well. So this is a video I posted in June, a couple months ago, right? Got nearly 40,000 views. Look at the statistics. Okay, 33.6 average watch time. Very good. Engagement stats. Nearly 1,000 likes. Very good. A lot of bookmarks and a few shares as well. That's very good. And 20% of people watched the full video. Those are good stats. So analyze what did well about that video. Okay, the stats were good. Now let's reverse engineer and go back to what the video was about. Okay, it was on this theme. It was a Reddit story about something that was funny. Okay, maybe funny Reddit stories work. What else was interesting about it? There was this particular AI voice that was good. This Minecraft gameplay was really engaging from the start. Reverse engineer. You've got the stats now. You understand that videos performed well. Why did it perform well? You got to think backwards. A lot of people just they approach TikTok with their eyes closed, and they approach social media in general with their eyes closed. They just hit and hope. Like, if I'm in a maze, right? Social media and life is like a maze. You're stuck in a maze. You're trying to get out. Those people that that with their eyes open will have a better chance of making out the maze, even though it's going to be extremely difficult. Now imagine you're in that maze and you've got a blindfold around you. You've got practically 0% chance of making it out of that maze. That's people that don't analyze. They just do things without thinking why it happened. Why was that good? Why was that post bad? You've got to analyze. I'm not sitting there and be a data engineer and analyze for 6 hours every single day, or this video had this percentage, this video had that percentage. I'm not saying do that. You don't need to do that. But just when a video performs well, just look at the statistics and identify, okay, that video did really well. Why did it do well? Okay, I posted 40 videos, 5 videos got above 10,000 views. Of those 5 videos, 3 of them were about funny Reddit stories. Okay, it seems like funny Reddit stories get a lot of traction on my account. Let me post more in there. Do you get what I mean? It's all about reverse engineering from that standpoint. You got to find common trends between viral videos, and this is going to be a continuous thing. I know it's second in the list from experiment and you assess, but you got to keep assessing even to this day, man. Even accounts with over 100,000 followers, 1 million followers, still assess. I was doing that with my most popular ever account, Why Inspire, still assessing the content as I was posting it. To this day, even my accounts right now, I assess the content. Is it doing well? Is it not doing well? Same with this YouTube channel. I assess different videos. Okay, is this video doing well? Is this video not doing well? I've noticed presentation style videos like this one on screen where I've got slides in the background I've created and me talking over them has started to do really well on my channel. So I start posting more of them and refine it from there. Do you get what I mean? Assessment is a very, very critical part of life and of social media. If you don't assess what's happened and why it's happened, how are you going to improve? You don't get better at chess if you don't analyze your games. It's the same in social media. Next, it's all about adapting, right? So you posted content, you've seen what's done well, adapt. Tailor your content towards what's gone viral already. As I said previously, I've now got a snapshot. So Why Inspire, my most successful ever account before it got banned, reached over 500,000 followers. I tried to recreate the account afterwards, which is, you'll find the account on TikTok. It's got like, I think it's got like 400 followers or something. I tried to restart it again, but then gave up because I focused on other niches. And it had it was banned by the FYP. I basically gave up with it. This was back in the day before unoriginality was really a problem on TikTok. You know, all those clips pages? I was letting it fly with motivational content before it ultimately got banned by TikTok. But the main point with that account, right, was for the first month, as you can see, 18th of February, I got 10 followers. I opened the account on the 16th of February. By the 17th of February, over a month later, I got 1,000 followers, right? I was just hitting and hoping, playing the field, see what works, see what doesn't work. Then I started to grow followers really quickly. Why? Because I noticed what was really working in my niche. It was motivation based around primarily wealth and fitness. Those were the 2 topics that were really working. So I doubled down on that and adapted my content to tailor towards what was going viral previously and just doubled down on it. And that's what got me to get really good gains. The problem is a lot of people do that too early. They start refining their content far too early. That's not the right move. You start wide and then you start to bring your content in. So if you've started a TikTok account and you posted for 6 weeks and you're not going viral yet, you're still in the experimentation stage. All the stuff I gave earlier is rough guidelines. You can be in experimental stage for 2 months, 3 months. It can take a long time. The whole point of it is the experimental stage is just there to see what goes viral. And then when you find something that goes viral, then you double down on it. It's a simple iterative formula. It's not rocket science. It's the same for YouTube Shorts. It's the same for Instagram Reels. It's the same for long form YouTube. It's the same reason why my YouTube account now has got over 10,000 subscribers. When I started it, it took me a year to get to 1,000 subscribers. Same thing. You start wide, then you go narrow. And finally, you repeat the content, right? Look at this Reddit story count, for example. Consistently getting videos of over 10,000 views consistently. Why? They all look the same. Same format template, same length, same AI voice, same style. Everything is the same. It took its time, it found something that worked, and it doubled down on it and just repeated it. Because then what will happen is your audience will start to become synonymous with what's going on in the video. It's the same reason why The Simpsons has lasted so long. The Simpsons has had the same intro every single episode for 35 seasons, because everyone now understands when they hear that theme tune, when they see when they see Bart writing on the chalkboard, they know, okay, it's going to be a Simpsons episode. You start to understand what's going on. You start to actually subconsciously attach certain video characteristics with watching that video. Does that make sense? So you're going to start to create a format over time. If I go back to my previous account, look, it got to a point where all my videos were in black and white. They had the same caption style. Everything was the same. It had that same caption on the thumbnail of the video, basically giving one line from the actual video itself. My whole account was exactly the same. The branding was perfect because I found something that worked and I repeated it. That is a 4-step process. Experiment, assess, adapt, repeat. That is it. And you just keep rinsing that when it comes to TikTok. That is the same reason why I recommend and why I personally use VSub. I've got a premium account on VSub, a lifetime premium account. Why? Because it makes redoing content so much easier. They've got a template there and you can just rinse it. As I said previously, I have a Reddit story account and I just completely rinse the Reddit stories on there. It takes me a minute per video because I've got the template there. I just upload the Reddit story, bang, post in a link, upload it, post in a link, upload it. It's all there, super easy to do. And if you do want to purchase a monetized account, so you can basically start earning money from your very first post on TikTok, I'd recommend checking out Tick Accounts. This is an account I just bought from there last month. As you can see, made my first £10. I need to start posting on there again, actually. I went on holiday, so I didn't post on the account. But I basically made like £10 in the first 5 days and then kind of stopped posting on there. But I'll get back to posting on that account. But I've got a few on the go right now anyway. But if you do want to get a monetized account, Tick Accounts is the best place to go to. I've used them myself and they work. And they've got a sale right now. It's half price off all their accounts, potentially more as well when you click on this video. So I check them out because they do really affordable accounts that you can get monetized straight away. And they give you a SIM card as well with the account. So you basically straight away ready to start posting content and going viral. And if you're new around here, do subscribe down below and hit the bell notification button so you stay up to date with all my videos relating to TikTok and making money online. You don't want to miss any of them. I'll leave a video beside me. I'll do a video on how you can make monetizable Reddit story videos because I see a lot of people complaining that their Reddit stories are not monetizable. But I've been posting on that account myself and getting monetizable content. As I showed already, I've been using VSub primarily to create the content. So check out the video beside me so you can see exactly how to do that. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear it. And I'd also love to see you guys in my next video as well. Take care.